Gamers can't help but defend their exclusives. For PS3 owners, the Killzone series is like their supermodel girlfriend. It needs very little defending. Guerrilla Games' last outing in the series in 2009 was an extraordinary hit, and with good reasons. It had incredible graphics, smooth gameplay, and one of the best online multiplayers. PS3 fans are giddy like a schoolgirl over the release of Killzone 3, but with so much to live up to, will they end up feeling like the last girl picked for the prom? After spending a lot of time with Killzone 3, we were happy to report that this game tops our expectations. It's one hell of a ride.
Who nukes their own city?
Killzone 3 takes place after the events of Killzone 2. Go figure. You again play as Sev, a Special Forces soldier with the ISA. Sev has a bit of that Jake Gyllenhaal vibe going, and when you pair him up with Rico, they tend to act like they're in a buddy flick together, offering one-liners for a few laughs.
I will give you justice. Revenge!
It turns out the Helghast hold a mighty grudge against the ISA. We won't give away too much of the story, but we will tell you the ISA is drastically outnumbered. Your goal is pretty simple. You have to wade through the political struggles on Helghan and stop the evil Space Marines from unleashing a dangerous, green gassy bioweapon on Earth. The story is actually quite good. It has strong overtones of Nazi and communist regimes, betrayal and loyalty, and that never-give-up attitude that keeps you rooting for the winning team up until the very end. War rages on in Killzone 3, but it's not all just huge gunfights and rocket launchers, although there's plenty of that too. While other first-person shooters seem to tack on vehicle combat to offer a change of pace, Killzone 3 integrates these elements so well that you'll easily feel the strength of missiles launching from your snow machine, or giant rounds flying from your gunship, or your laser bolts pummeling a space station. The levels are extremely detailed, and best of all, there are quite a few different environments. One level you'll sneak through a Helghan jungle, and the next you'll be in a ruined city, and another you'll fight through an actual Helghast headquarters. It sounds wonderful too. The soundtrack is relatively low-key, as it should be, but the voice acting is absolutely superb. The dialogue can be a bit corny, but this is a video game after all.
Now it's clear!
Alright, enough with how the game looks and sounds. You probably want to know how it plays. The good news is the gameplay hasn't changed a great deal since Killzone 2. Your weapons still carry a fair amount of weight, which may take some getting used to if you're new to this series. If you're returning from Killzone 2, you may notice the controls are a bit lighter and easier to chug around, but the details and animation still make it feel so real. Sliding into cover gives you awesome action sequences, and if you time it right, you can line up a series of sick melee attacks. The melee attacks are truly brutal. What's really great about hand-to-hand combat is how you use the natural environment to your advantage, smashing heads against a road or slitting a soldier's throat pressed against a wall. Flying around in a jetpack is a lot of fun too, but combat in air is pretty tough. We found it much easier to fly out of the way of oncoming enemies, get to a safe vantage point, and unleash the fury. The AI is fantastic, for both your opponents and your comrades. Enemies do a great job of hiding from plain sight, and they even charge you if you reload in front of them. There's a refreshing difficulty level that gives you a sense of the story's importance. We were happy to say you can play through the campaign in local split screen with your friend. This is one of the most requested features from Killzone 2, so fans of this series will be happy to take on the Helghast with a buddy. By now you can probably tell the single player is top notch, but what about multiplayer? It's as good, if not better, than playing solo. The single player campaign may only last about 8 hours, but the depth of the multiplayer will keep Killzone 3 in your PS3 for a long, long time. The key to the multiplayer mode is the changing gameplay dynamics. Matches constantly flow in and out of different objectives, and there's more than just that go kill your opponent's missions. First-person shooter fans who like to play online will not get bored with Killzone 3. The maps are perfect for multiplayer, with plenty of places to hide, multi-tiered layers, and all that wonderful atmosphere from the campaign is just as prevalent in multiplayer. We've rarely encountered a hiccup, but then again, we only face a handful of opponents in our online sessions. You'll gain experience and skill points while playing online to spend on various upgrades, giving you even more reasons to spend hour after hour in multiplayer. You can still form squads with your buddies, and you can brag about your scores on the leaderboards. Sony is on a roll so far in 2011, and Killzone 3 only sweetens the pot. The game has an awful lot to live up to, and boy does it go beyond what we expected. With 3D and move support, it's clear that Sony wanted to show off its goods with this game. I can't say much about the 3D, but I just didn't like using the move wand. It was too difficult to find the right sensitivity, leading to more nausea than it's worth. Guerrilla Games once again delivers a top-notch first-person shooter. It has everything we loved about Killzone 2, plus local co-op, cool melee combat, and a terrific story. This is a must-buy, but I'm sure you already knew that. What you may not have known, but likely expected, is that Killzone 3 is one of the best games to date. Period.
What?
You